Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been getting a lot of messages and people wondering what life is like right now in Texas because we have had an unprecedented 100-year snowstorm situation that has been happening over the past few days. And so for my own posterity's sake, I thought I would go ahead and share kind of a brief story time of what it's been like the past few days. It honestly has been extremely stressful and really not fun at all. But all things considered, we're doing really well and we're doing okay and we're safe. And that's really what's important. And so I just thought I would kind of share what's been going on. It's been a wild ride. So today is Tuesday. On Sunday, it was Valentine's Day. And we woke up to some snow. I'm trying to remember because everything's starting to blend together. So Saturday night, it began to snow late at night, like 4 a.m. And so when we woke up on Sunday morning, there was a little bit of snow on the ground already. And we had our power, our water was working, all of that. But there was some snow on the ground, and then the snow continued to come down on and off on Sunday, if I remember correctly. And so this was like Nora's first snow day, so we took her outside. She loved it. We don't have any snow gear or snow clothes or anything like that. We live in North Texas. We live north of Dallas, and I can pretty much speak for Texas as a whole because we're in the most northern part of Texas, that it doesn't snow here. So we don't have snow gear for the most part, shovels, any kind of snow gear. What's funny and the dichotomy in this situation is that I actually grew up on the East Coast in Maryland, which is considered the mid-Atlantic. Some people consider it the Northeast. And so in Maryland, we got snow all the time growing up. And so I'm very, very used to snowstorms, and I used to have every single thing I would have. You know, I had snow pants and a jacket and the bib and the wool socks and like the whole 9 yards. But I don't have any of that anymore because normally it gets to be like in the 30s for a handful of days, and most of our winters are in the 40s and 50s, even 60s. It's just so much more mild here. So that's my kind of past experience. Well, anyway, I was super excited for Nora to have her first snow day. So we just bundled her up as much as we could and put her in a cute little hat. And it was really, really fun. You'll see that in my Valentine's Day vlog, which will be coming up. And so we had a really fun day with her, and we celebrated Valentine's Day. Everything was canceled. Church was canceled. Everything was canceled because there was so much snow on the ground. So what you have to understand is in a state like this where it does not snow, there's no infrastructure for snow because it does not snow. So they keep calling this like a storm like this hasn't happened in 100 years. So there are not plows, there are not snow salt trucks, nobody's salting the roads, nothing's happening like that. And so, which is so different, right, than, Maryland or any other state where snow is a more commonplace occurrence. So because of that, the roads are really dangerous because they haven't been salted or plowed because there are no salt trucks or plows because we don't get snow. So anyway, we spent the day with Nora. We had a really good time. Valentine's Day. We made a dinner together. Riley cooked. It was so good. It was just like such a nice day. So we enjoyed the day together and went to bed. Such a happy, fun day. Snow day. So cute. Like exactly what you picture on a snow day. We had a big fire. We had delicious food. It was all good, all good, all good. And then in the middle of the night, after we went to bed on Sunday night, we woke up 4 or 5 times overnight because our power was going off and then clicking back on and then going off and then clicking back on. And so we weren't sure exactly what was going on. We would lose power for 30 or 45 minutes and the house would get pretty cold because it was so, so cold outside, and then it would come back on. So anyway, that was going on and on and on. And then we woke up on Monday morning and the power went off one final time, I think around 4 a.m. and it never came back. And so for all intents and purposes, we have not had power since Monday morning at 4 a.m. and now it is Tuesday night at 9 p.m. So it's been quite a while. with absolutely no power. I am at my mother-in-law's house right now, which is why you see, you know, I have a lamp on in this room because we actually do have power here. So that's the story. So Monday we kept thinking that it was going to come back on. And so we spent a couple of hours at home. But we have a baby, a 1-year-old. And so as the days started going on and we realized the power was probably not coming back, we couldn't just think about ourselves. We were like, well, we'll stay home, we'll bundle up. But we didn't want to leave Nora, you know, have Nora be at home when it was so cold. So we packed up a whole bunch of everything. Pajamas for all of us and toiletries and gosh, just everything. And we drove across town to my mother-in-law's house because she, at the time, had power and obviously we did not. So we came over here and we just started spending the day with them, and my sister-in-law is here too. So we just like spent the day together, and as the evening started rolling around, we kept thinking that we kept checking our like security system on our house, and we could tell that our power was not on. And so we kept checking it and checking it and checking it and checking it, and our power was still off. It was still off. It was still off. So then my other sister-in-law, who is married with 3 kids, calls and says that their power went out. And they, like I said, have 3 kids. And at this point it was 1 degree. So like really dangerous temperatures. And with the wind chill, I think it felt like -18 or something like that. So this wasn't just a case of, we're not used to it, we don't like the cold. It was also like, this is actually really dangerous and we don't have heat and we don't have backup generators and we don't have any of these things because it doesn't snow and these things don't happen here until they do, right? So anyway, so what they did was, and they ended up coming over too. So we're in my mother-in-law's little house and there were 10 or 11 people. And let's see, the 5 of them, the 3 of us, that's 8, 9, 10. There were 10 people. And we had to bring Charlie with us, of course, my dog, and my mother-in-law has a cat. So it's just like chaos, chaos, chaos. Just a lot going on, and everybody's trying to find a place to sleep. And it's just been kind of very crazy. So that was on Monday night. That was last night. Yeah. Gosh, it feels like we've lived 20 lifetimes this week. So that was last night. So we went to bed here, hopeful. This house is very old, and so even with the heat cranked up, it was still very cold, but not as cold as it would have been if we had been at home. And so we were grateful for that. So we wore, you know, lots of clothes, lots of blankets, the whole thing. And we went to bed, and we were just so hopeful when we woke up that our power would be restored, and obviously it was not restored. So, it's been wild. So Riley and I went out this morning. We left Nora here and we went out this morning to go drive through town and kind of see how things are. We have a car that has 4-wheel drive, so we drove that vehicle. And we wanted to see whether his office had power, whether my office had power. We're trying to like get a feel for the city and like what had power. But like, y'all, it's been great. Like the Walmart doesn't have power and has been closed. Our grocery stores have been closed. Like everything has been closed. Now the roads were not as bad as I expected them to be, even though they had not been salted or plowed, because the snow was a very powdery snow. It was not an icy snow. So although as the snow has gotten compacted and melted a little in the sun and then refrozen overnight in these 0-degree temperatures, it wasn't a super icy snow. So in a vehicle with 4-wheel drive, we've been able to very slowly maneuver our way around town. But it's been so wild because like everything's closed, just absolutely everything's closed. And there are a handful of people out on the roads, but mostly not. And anyway, so we went back to our house this afternoon, and I actually have some really funny footage that Riley took because we got into the house this afternoon to do a handful of different things. And while we were there, I had purchased ingredients to make enchiladas, and they were, I wanted to bring them here and make the enchiladas. And then as we were home, the power came on. So I'll insert that clip here so you can see what happened. So currently I'm making enchiladas in the dark because
Tell everyone what day it is.
Well, I'm going to probably insert this clip into like a video that has a larger explanation of what's going on.
Okay.
Today is Tuesday, February 16th, and we have not had power since yesterday. So it's been almost 48 hours. As you can see, we have no power. But what happened was about 3 hours ago, our power came back on. We've been staying with my mother-in-law. And so we were like, oh my gosh, let's go home and check on our house and everything. So we came here and the power stayed on while we were here. And so we were like, okay, well, let's make dinner, because those of you who like to cook know how much easier it is to cook in your own kitchen than it is to cook in someone's kitchen who you never cooked in. So I've never cooked in my mother-in-law's kitchen before. So I was like, I'm just going to cook here because we have our power. It's been on for 3 hours. It seems pretty reliable. And then thank God, in the last like 5 minutes of making this meal, it went out. So now we're finishing up the enchiladas in the dark. Luckily, it wasn't earlier in the meal. That would have not been really very fun. But that's what we're doing, and that's why we're making enchiladas in the dark. And it's snowing very, very hard outside.
We're on track to get another 6 to 8 inches tonight. And no one has power. And now people aren't, like, there have been water main breaks, so people have no water. So it's a big mess.
Pray for Texas.
Hey!
Okay.
Okay, that's on God.
Wow, I couldn't even see what I was doing.
Wow, the power went out when you said, hopefully the power doesn't go out, and immediately went out. And this time you were like, hopefully, and then you said,
pray for us.
Pray for us.
And somebody somewhere was praying.
Praises go up, the blessings come down.
And when the praises go up, the blessings come down.
It's been the most annoying.
It's crazy how interrupted life feels. I mean, we're like such privileged people, right? Like, we live in beautiful homes that are warm and all this. But it feels like the biggest life interruption to suddenly not be able to be at home, not have power, it's very unsettling.
Yeah, when the entire state of Texas is going through the same problem, it's like tens of millions of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big state.
Shocking. Okay. They have no idea what they're doing.
No.
No one is doing a good job.
No. I don't think everybody's doing their best, but I think most people are.
All the local people are doing a great job. Like, local fire departments and local animal shelters are killing it.
The civic center is accepting people to come stay. If they don't have power, they have generators or something.
Yeah, they have.
We're gonna have to cut. Pots. People won't need to eat a whole one of these. We have 2 more. That's perfect. This is more than 2, though, huh?
My family doesn't eat very much at all.
I know. I always feel like I'm eating the most out of anyone because I pretty much am.
It's really weird.
They all are kind of snacky.
All right.
So the power came back on at the end of our enchilada making. When we got home, it was on, and then it went off for a few minutes, and then it was back on. So they've been talking a lot, they meaning like the people who know a lot about electricity and power, about this blackout cycling where they're like rotating blackouts in different places, meaning they're turning off electricity in different parts of like our county, and then let's say you have 30 minutes of power and then you have 20 minutes of it being off, and then you have 30 minutes of power. But that was not what was happening, obviously, in our home, because it was like just a total blackout from 4 a.m. until all the way through until this afternoon. So it had been like 36 hours of no power. There was no like rolling blackout situation. But some of our friends in town that I've been texting with were experiencing the rolling blackout where they were getting power for a little while and then it was coming off, which is enough to keep you comfortable and safe and warm. It's probably not great for your appliances. It's probably not great for those sorts of things, but at least you're like able to stay in your home. I mean, when we got back to our house, it was like 48 degrees. Like, we could not have stayed there safely, especially with a baby. So, which brings us to today. So, at present, our power, we believe, is back on. but it has cut off 2 to 3 times since it came back on this afternoon. And we know that it's gone back out several different times. And I have a friend who is in my neighborhood, and she and I have been texting, and she's been texting me she is at home right now, and has been texting me every time it goes off and on, and which has been quite frequently. So we thought, well, it's not that big of a deal if overnight we have this, rotational power situation, because our house will still be warm and whatnot. But then our water stopped running. So now we might have power. It's really iffy, but we do not have water at the moment. And we did all the things, we let our faucets drip. It's not a matter of that. Like, our whole neighborhood does not have water, and my friend also doesn't have water. And like, my sister-in-law lives a couple miles from us, and they don't. And so it's just like nobody has water. Somehow my mother-in-law here has power and water. So I don't know why, but it's been really nice that we have this option available to us, because I don't know what else we would have probably had to drive and find a hotel, but I know a couple of people who have been trying to do that, and they've had to drive really far because the hotels are all booked up, because this snowstorm is not just, it affected every single county in Texas. Every single county in this state of Texas. That is so wild to me. This is a huge state. So people who are wanting to get hotel rooms have had to drive really, really far. It's just been, those of y'all who are in Texas, it's been all over the news. It's been the only thing anyone's talking about. But even people who aren't in this state, you may have seen it on your news, because it's been such a huge news story that, like, our power grid is completely overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. It's so unprecedented. It's so this, that, the other. So it's been extremely frustrating, and just difficult. And I just was like, wow, even though we're safe and warm here, and we have a safe place to stay, and we're so grateful for that, because obviously there are so many folks who are not in a situation like that, and who are in much worse shape, whether they have medical conditions or whatnot, that they really need to be in a safer place, and they're having a hard time finding those places. It just was a very strange and off-putting experience to go from being safe and cozy and warm in our bed to waking up to no power, to like feeling like we had to like race out of the house. And now when we go back, it's like, it's just very like off-putting. Like our heads are all kind of spinning. Riley and I haven't slept the past 2 nights. Last night we were here, and I think we were just really both stressed about everything that's going on, so we didn't sleep. And then the night before was the night when the power was going on and off in our house. And like, you can hear when your power goes on or off in your house. And so that was going on all night long until 4 a.m. when it went off. And then we woke up because we were cold. So it was just like, oh, it's just been such a wild ride. So things that we were grateful for, there are so many. So thankful for a vehicle with 4-wheel drive. So thankful to have family in town. So thankful that this house, my mother-in-law's house, has power and has water, because that has been like our saving grace. Like, we have brought so much stuff from our house here. Yeah. I'm filming.
Brownies and ice cream?
Yeah, I'm just going to finish this vlog. That's the kind of knock at my door I like. Do you want some brownies and ice cream? So we're super grateful for this house, and the fact that we have just been allowed to like basically move in and make it, as homey as we can over the past couple of days. It's crazy. We've only been here. That tonight will only be our 2nd night. It's like, you guys know when you're going through something that's like kind of a crisis event, and it just is like so out of the ordinary. Somehow it's such a time warp. That's what this feels like, a total time warp. Like, I feel like we've been here for 80 years. Like, I feel like I was born and raised in this house is what I feel like. I'm really ready to get back home to my own house. So I'm trying to like walk the line of like being hopeful that things will change and improve, and we'll be able to get water on and power and all of that, while also just being really grateful that we are in a safe, warm place, and that we have somewhere to be, and Nora has somewhere to be, and all of that. So that is a little bit of an update. They are not estimating that our power will be fully restored until this weekend. It is Tuesday, so that's really disconcerting, but like, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So, we are just taking it one day at a time. It's really hard for me to imagine like being this out of shape from now until like Saturday. Also, my mom was supposed to come into town on this coming Thursday, like in 2 days, to spend a couple of weeks with us, and that's not possible. So it's just like, I'm like rescheduling all of my mentorship sessions because the internet here is going in and out and it's really spotty, and I don't really have a good place aside from the internet problems to like sit down and have a professional conversation. So it's just been a little bit rough. It's been rough for everybody. I've been texting, Facebook messaging like everybody I know who is in Texas, and everybody has their own stories of what they're doing, and friends are going over, you know, that like people are just packed into houses trying to stay warm and safe. Our city, I think, has done actually a really good job outside of the fact that we just don't have the equipment that's necessary to handle something like this. As far as like the dog shelters have been fantastic of saying like, if you don't have a place to take your dog, like drop them off with us, we'll keep them for a few days until you can come back, or like, you know, those sorts of things. If you have to go to a hotel, like we'll take care of your dog. I've seen that. I've seen a lot of people donating water and medicine and food and whatnot. I've seen a lot of people, like people are just banding together. You know how people are so amazing in situations like this. I'm sorry, I just ate those enchiladas that I made, which are amazing. So anyway, that's the story of what's going on. It's just been a really topsy-turvy week so far, even though we're only 2 days in. I mean, it literally feels like I can't, I know I'm joking, like that I feel like I've been here since I was born, but I seriously feel like we've been living here for 3 weeks. I can't believe it's only been like 2 days, just because so much has happened and it's been so stressful. And we've been calling the energy company and we're trying to figure out what we're doing. We go over to the house, we're trying to make sure that our pipes don't burst, and we're just doing all these things, you know. So the good news is that my dad has been a career electrical engineer for a gas and electric company in the city I grew up in. And so he is like, and like, this is his thing. Like he knows. So he like sent me like this long list of everything I need to do to prep the house, everything I need to do to make sure that we're safe, this, that, and the other, like the full thing. So I feel like we're doing everything right. We're doing everything that we can, but it's kind of like a Mother Nature situation. Oh, and did I mention that right now we just had snow just starting to come down. In fact, on my way home from the enchilada making, I took some videos. I will insert them here. And we are now getting a whole new round of snowfall that is estimated to accumulate to 6 to 8 new inches of snow, because we don't have enough going on. So let's add about 8 more inches of snow. So everyone's just sort of like on pins and needles trying to figure this all out. Like I said, we are safe and warm. We really have a good situation as far as things go. It's just been such a wild ride. I mean, no one could have anticipated that it was going to be, I mean, it's just been really bad, really bad. So with all that in mind, that is what we are up to this week. I will probably be posting, instead of a weekly vlog this week, I will probably post my Valentine's Day vlog, which is really cute, and I think you guys will really enjoy it, next Sunday in place of a weekly vlog, because I don't even know what I would be filming this week. It's like, our power's on, our power's off, our power's on, our power's off. We're getting in our car to go see, oh, our power's off again. Oh, we called, oh, our water broke. Oh, like it's just not, there's no flow. Everything's canceled. It's just not, there's no like real weekly vlog. But I wanted to document this. I've also had so many people reach out to me, saying, I've seen on the news what's going on with Texas. How are you guys? How are you doing? So I wanted to give a little update, and I just wanted to sort of document this moment in time because it's just such a unique situation. I forgot to even mention, like, I showered today for the first time in a couple of days, and I don't even have my makeup here. So I'm kind of a disaster. I'm sorry about that. I'm doing the best I can. There's a lot happening right now. Makeup is not at the top of my list. So there you have it. I hope that any of you who are also affected by these storms are staying safe and warm. I hope that you have somewhere safe and warm to go if your home, like ours, has lost power or water or both. And I hope that you guys are just doing the best that you can in the midst of this, state of emergency crisis situation with all of these different things going on. And I will surely be updating you guys down the line. Hopefully things level out and we get our power back and our water back and all of that, and we can start to resume normal life. Like, I mean, we're not getting mail. It's just like the whole world just came to a screeching halt, right? So 2021 is off to a wild start. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and have a brownie and some ice cream. That sounds amazing. But I wanted to film this when I had the chance, just like in our little guest room here, which we're so grateful to have. And when we went home today, we brought our own pillows, just because, it's like hard to be away from your own bed. And so we were like, let's just bring our own pillows. We brought our own blankets just to make it like nice and cozy. And that way we can hopefully get like a really good night's sleep tonight after not sleeping the past couple of nights and all that. Anyway, I don't mean to ramble. I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Stay warm and stay safe, you guys.